My uncle died 2 years ago, but he still comes to eat in my mother's kitchen. I don't even know where to start. All I know is that every night since last month, I've been hearing someone dragging slippers across the corridor to my mother's kitchen. Slow steps. Left, right, left, right. Then the sound of the cupboard creaking open. Then silence. At first I thought it was my mother. But my mother doesn't walk like that. And she doesn't cook in the middle of the night. The thing that scared me most was the smell that came after. The strong, rotten stench of burnt palm oil mixed with something dead. It always came from the kitchen around 2 a.m. And when I checked, nobody was there. Just the pot cover slightly lifted, as if someone had just eaten from it. I know how this sounds, but I swear on my father's grave, this is true. I grew up in a small village near Nsukka, in Enugu State. We're not poor, but we're not city people either. We still fetch water from the borehole. We still call the local herbalist when someone gets strange sickness. And when something bad happens, we don't just blame stress or coincidence. We know there are powers in this world we can't see. My story is about my mother's elder brother, Uncle Anen. Everyone feared him when he was alive, not because he shouted or beat people, but because strange things always happened around him. If you annoyed him, the next week your goat would die. If he borrowed your hoe and you asked for it back, the rain would destroy your farm that season. People said he was strong in spirit. Some said he ate with spirits at night. Some said he buried something behind his house, but no one could ever prove anything. Even my father warned me to always greet him with respect, never to collect food from him, and never to look directly into his eyes when he was angry. When I was younger, I thought my father was just being superstitious. I didn't believe in juju or any of those things. I thought old people just made up stories to scare children. That changed the year my father died. It started with sickness that nobody could explain. My father was strong, a man who worked all day and never complained. But one morning he just couldn't stand up. He said his body felt like fire and ice at the same time. We took him to the hospital in town. The doctors said it was malaria. They gave him drips and injections, but he got worse. At night, he would shout in his sleep. He said someone was sitting on his chest, pressing him. He said the person had red eyes and was laughing. He mentioned a name, Anini. We didn't take it seriously. We thought it was fever dreams. But one night, I was the one staying beside him, fanning him while my mother went to get water. I swear I saw it, a dark figure standing near the door. It looked like a person, but it had no face, just blackness. The figure turned and walked away slowly, through the closed door. The next morning, my father was gone. At the burial, my uncle stood beside the coffin, looking at my mother the whole time. He didn't cry. He didn't even blink. Just watched her with that strange smirk that made everyone uncomfortable. 2 weeks later, he came to our house and said something that still chills me when I remember it. He said, "You people think the dead rest when you bury them? Number. Some of them walk." Then he laughed, showing those brown teeth of his, and walked away. That was the last time he came to our house, or so we thought. When Uncle Anin died 2 years later, the whole village was relieved. People didn't even hide it. Some said it was karma. Others said his charm backfired. But my mother didn't celebrate. She just said quietly,
"You don't rejoice when an evil man dies. Because evil doesn't die. It only changes house."
I didn't understand what she meant then. Now I do. The first night I heard the dragging slippers in the kitchen. It was exactly 1 week after my uncle's burial anniversary. At first, I thought it was rats, but the sound was too heavy. Then I thought it was my little cousin sneaking food, but when I checked, he was asleep. That night, I found the kitchen door open and the pot of soup half empty. There was no sign of anyone forcing it open. No footprints. Nothing. Except one thing. On the kitchen table, right beside the pot, there was a small black feather, stiff and shiny, like from a crow, and a faint handprint burned into the wood. The handprint looked fresh, like someone had pressed a hot palm down on it. I wanted to wake my mother, but something in me said not to. I just locked the kitchen and went back to bed, pretending nothing happened. But the next night, it happened again. And again. And again. Until the night I finally saw him,